Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited. As it took a couple days, but we finally got numbers for Raw's debut on Netflix. Now, before we read this does come from a press release put out by WWE and Netflix, and there were some numbers that got revealed yesterday that were very low from Samba TV. And all I got to say is those numbers I never thought were accurate, hence why I never reported on them, because Samba TV does do, I guess you could say, tracking of TV trends and what people are watching and this and that for people that sign up for their program and whatnot. And it is a very small sample size, even smaller than what Nielsen has. And so when those numbers came out at like 660 something thousand that watched in the US, I was like, yeah, no, there's something wrong. That's not right. And then I looked into it, and Samba just has such a small actual like pool that they pick from and stuff as far as who they're tracking. It's never going to be even close to accurate. And I'm going to say right now, Nielsen isn't even close to accurate, because all these numbers are just a estimation based off of what one person in a neighborhood or city watches in a I don't know how to explain it, but I've been to Nielsen home before, and I know I'm ranting now, but basically it's you pick somebody in a neighborhood, you figure out the demographics of them and the neighborhood, and then they're the example. Whatever they watch, you kind of monitor as far as everybody in that neighborhood possibly watching. But with that, Netflix and WWE put out a press release today that reads the following. Netflix and WWE, part of TKO Group Holdings, today announced that the debut of Raw on Netflix got off to a strong start, with a Monday night program capping 4.9 million Live Plus One views globally. The inaugural event on Netflix averaged 2.6 million households Live Plus SD in the US, according to Video Amp, which is 116% higher than Raw's average 2024 US audience of 1.2 million households, and higher than any other Monday Night Raw broadcast in the past 5 years. The event also more than doubled the A18 to 49 audience versus last year. On X, as soon as the event started, hashtag WWE RAW was the #1 trending topic in the US, Brazil, Australia, and the UK. Hashtag WWE RAW trend was #1 for 14 hours straight in the UK and occupied 6 of the top 7 topics in the US. Hashtag Raw on Netflix and hashtag WWE on Netflix also trended in Brazil, Canada, Mexico, Spain, and the US. WWE generated 223 million social media views across platforms on the day of Raw's Netflix premiere, more social views than any Raw episode of 2024. The debut of Raw on Netflix, which took place at a sold-out Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, set a company record as the highest-grossing WWE arena event of all time. Additionally, the event set a merchandise sale record, becoming the highest-grossing non-premium live event of all time. They then go on to just talk about some of the other things that took place on the show, matches, appearances, and so forth. But with that, the numbers are cool. They're good. I would have expected higher. With them being on Netflix and the 2.6 million, I'm like, okay, that's good for a Monday Night Raw. That's the best Raw, like they state, in 5 years. But I would have expected for this episode to be a lot higher in the US. 4.9 million overall. I mean, the first SmackDown on Fox did over 4 million. So if this is only doing 2.6 million, as it says, in the US, I feel like, yes, it is successful. That's a really, really good number, and you can't shoot that down for anything. But I feel like it's low compared to what they could have done, what I was expecting. I was expecting 3.5 maybe in the US, but to get 4.9, almost 5 globally, when they're stating we're in 80% of the world, again, feels a little low. But with that, we got to give it a couple weeks, maybe a month or so, end of January, to see where they all flesh out, if we continue to get numbers, and if we do hear anything further on the viewership numbers of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, as on day 1 they were #1, but by like day 2, day 2.5, they had fallen to #4 on the top TV list. So we'll see how it all does go. But again, if we do hear anything further on how the next couple of weeks go, we'll have it for you right here. Wrestling Unlimited.